I didn't go to school this morning. Yes, guys, good morning. Shallow is at home. It's raining outside. And it's kind of cold, so
I got torture.
I'm gonna make her stay home.
Did my dear sister.
Say hello.
Hello. Hello, guys.
Say, how are you? Say, how are you guys doing?
Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
She's so shallow is saying hello, guys. Yes, so she's home with me today. I just can listen, man. I know what my day is gonna be like with her today in the house. No peace, no surrender. As soon as she wake up, it's playing time. Cover your mouth, boo boo. Cover your mouth.
I got this right.
Huh?
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So what are we having for breakfast? Hmm? What do we want for breakfast? Do we want some porridge? Hmm? You want some cornmeal porridge?
Nana,
Hmm?
Nana, how to do it with this?
I don't know. You do it.
No,
What should I do?
this is this.
I don't know how to do it. Hold the phone for Nana. Alright, let me stay like that. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Let me stay like that. There you go. Uh-huh. Yeah. So guys, I put up a video yesterday. I took it down. I kind of get some type of criticism for it, so I remove
Boy,
it. I was
I
just
think you
here,
gotta move it.
not feeling well, and I just decided to, record it while laying down, and I heard that it did not look right, so I took it down
I think it's
because
right.
I don't know in what way it didn't look right because it was just me not feeling too good, and you know, so it's raining. It's kind of cold, so we're in my room.
No,
Shallow said
no.
she wants porridge, so I'm gonna make her some porridge. I don't know what type of porridge. I gave her a choice. Cover your mouth, baby. Yeah. And cause I had the window open, so I don't know if she got a draft because no, she keeps coughing, so I don't know if that's the reason. Yeah, but it's kind of chilly, guys. Rain, right? Rain. Yep. So I made her stay home. Taking her to the daycare. Slash school. Her staying home today is not gonna hurt her in any way, and she gets sick easily. So no, no. Now she wants porridge. I gave her two choices. I said, "You want some cornmeal porridge, or you want some oats porridge?" She said, "Cornmeal porridge." So I'm gonna make that for her. But then every time I tried to move, she said, "Lay down with me, Nana." So I'm here laying down with her. This is my girl right here, my everything. My kids don't have no kind of time for me, but this girl right here, who's Nana girl? So I got, yeah, Guys, it's coming down to my birthday. I have what? Sunday's my birthday. Hmm. I gotta go get a haircut. I gotta color my hair. I was thinking about going to do my nails. Just to treat myself for my birthday. I'm not sure. Like it's so easy to talk, but then it's like I don't have the drive. I don't know why. I don't have the drive to just get up and go do it. Like I find I will do anything else, but like when it's time to put into me, it's like the energy is not there, and I can't understand why. I've been treating my hair because I'm gonna put dye in it, so I've been treating it. So that's the reason why it's like that. Mhm. And I do shallow hair, so I don't know if I want any nails, but I could go do my feet. Okay, okay, okay. I could go do my feet, go get my eyebrows done and all of that. I know I'm gonna go somewhere on my birthday. First, I'm gonna go to church, yes, and then in the evening, I think I'm gonna do something. I'm not sure because that's what I said on Mother's Day that we were gonna go out, and we waited until the last minute, and then when we started calling around, there was nowhere to go. Everywhere was booked. So what I did, I ordered food from the Jamaican store, and trust me, we had to throw it away because it wasn't good. So every time I plan something, it never actually work. I don't know why. Maybe I go to maybe I go to City Island. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Guys, look at my face. I look stressed, and yet I don't know why I'm stressing. Or maybe it's just coming with the age. I'm gonna be 48. Oh my God. So 48 this year. So 2 years time, guys. You know how old I am. 50. When I was a little girl, When I was a little girl, and because as a little girl, I went through so much. But I used to pray. I used to pray. I can't wait until I'm 20. I can't wait till I'm 20. It's even like I can't wait till I'm 18 to leave. And when I reach 18, that's it. Uh, let me tell you, man. Sometimes they say if you could go back, if I could go back, I don't know if I would want to go back to being like, the type of life I had as a kid because it was rough. But to go back certain numbers, maybe I would because I'm gonna be 15, 48 now. Guys, 2 years time I'm 50. Oh my God, I can't believe that. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Mhm. I'm getting there. Sometimes I wonder if I didn't have kids, how my life would have turned out. Because a lot of times people have stuff that they're passionate about, you have people who's passionate about going to parties. They go all out for parties. My passion came when I started having kids, and that's where I based everything. Everything was all about my kids. Guys, do you believe that I the way life was hard, I never had a chance to like, okay, take my kids on vacation and stuff. But then now I watch my kids get big. My boy taking his girl on vacation, my daughter going on vacation. And I'm like, these kids grow up and now they're going on vacation and I'm still sitting right here. Now Shallow is here. So because when he came on to my kids, I put my everything into my kids. Like I said, I never had a good childhood. So I are you okay? I wanted my kids to not have the best, but um, to be okay and to know that they were okay and they were loved and the things that they really need, I made sure to go hard for them to have it. I never made them go hungry, clothesless, or not have a shelter over their head. I always go hard for that. Even though living in America, people would say, "Oh, America is easy." America is hard because I remember back in the days of my daughter and Janelle. I remember when at one point she was like two. I don't know if you guys remember Fitty Pampers. I used to have to go to the corner store, and you used to have this guy. He was very nice, and one time I went to him and I asked him if he could trust me some milk, just so I could have some milk for Janelle. And I think, I think because I had manners. That's me, manners. Good morning. How are you? Please, thank you. And I grow my kids with those. So I think because I was like that, one day he called me and he said to me, "Anytime you need anything for your daughter, just come in here and take it. Take it when you can pay for it. Pay for it, but just come and take it." He used to say I could get food for myself, but at the time I didn't like the Spanish food, so I wasn't taking no food for me. And I was grateful because he was helping me with her, just to make sure she had milk, she had Pampers, and I don't even know if they have those Fitty Pampers anymore. I don't know if you guys know the Fitty Pampers. Man, my daughter grow in those Fitty Pampers. She grow in those Fitty Pampers. I remember I remember times when I didn't even have a quarter. I didn't have nothing. Guys, I remember one time I was living in Brooklyn, and that's why I said I'm gonna do some. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. I remember one time when I was living in Brooklyn. That's why I said I'm gonna do story times because let me. Oh God, life, life, life is something else. Guys, I remember one of my landlord actually paid for us to, for me to move out of his apartment because I couldn't pay the rent. He said it was an ex girl also, and he said, "Find an apartment. I will pay the first month rent, the security, and I will pay for you guys to move." I never forget. And at the time, guys, my breast right here, and this I was in my 20s, and it was just me and Janelle. We were living in Brooklyn, like one of the worst places in Brooklyn. I can't remember one of the worst places in Brooklyn we was living. But it didn't start from there. It's just okay. I was living good until I ended up there. Um, and I remember my breast, my left breast, kept hurting, and it keep hurting me, keep hurting me. And guys, one day I get up, it just swelled real big, and it had all them veins stand up in it. I couldn't touch it. And guys, that went on for months. When I tell you months, that went on for months. And one day my landlord saw me, old man. He was like maybe 82, 83 at the time. And he asked me one day, he said, "What is going on with you? Why is your breast look as if it's going underneath your arm?" And I told him, I said, it had been hurting me so bad. The veins is just standing up in there. And at the time, I didn't have a boyfriend. It was just me. I was in America for like a little bit 2 years, and things was rough. things was rough. When people tell you about oh coming to America because oh things is good, that's a lie. Ain't no nothing no good because when you come here and you stay with people for a while, after a while they start showing you face. And as a matter of fact, they don't even show you face. They'll tell you you have to go, and they don't care where you want to go. So at the time when I told him, I said it's hurting me, and I went to the doctor. And at that time, when you used to go to the hospital, it was hard to get through because if you didn't have insurance, oh my God. And I went to the doctor. I went to Kings County Hospital. And the doctors, they checked my breast and everything. And they told me there was a lump. A lump is inside my breast. Let me tell you something, man. I had, and then cut that out, cut it out, cut it out. Stop. And then I told you I had no one to turn to. When I say I had no one to turn to, guys, I had no stop. When I told you guys I had no one to turn to, I had no one to turn to. So I was so scared. And then my landlord came back to me and he asked me, he said, here. He said, what did they say? And I told him. And at the time I had to pay for the surgery. They wasn't giving me no free surgery. They told me I had to pay for the surgery. So I told him, and he said, okay, I should make the appointment for the surgery. Now, a lot of people would think, okay, you have to be given something in order for this person to help you because people don't do things without giving anything. I didn't give anything. I didn't sleep with him. He used to smell like Bengay. Like when he was coming up the stairs, you would know that the landlord is in the building because you smelled the Bengay everywhere. And he told me, he said I should go and I should make the appointment for the to do the surgery. And I think he was a sender by God because I ended up doing the surgery. When they did the surgery, they said they removed a lump the size of a golf ball, but the only difference is it wasn't cancerous. I still have the mark because they cut me right on the nipple. They opened the nipple and went in. They said it was the size of a golf ball. Maybe maybe if God did not send that gentleman or put him in my life in order for him to help me, maybe I wouldn't be here. Maybe it would have turned into something different. Because like I said at the time, I had no money. I couldn't even pay rent. I couldn't pay rent. I couldn't buy food. Um, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't take care of my daughter because my daughter had come from Jamaica. She came here before me. Then I came up right after her. Um, things didn't go the way how it was supposed to go. I was supposed to live with my uncle in the Bronx. I came here and I lived with my uncle in the Bronx for a brief minute because my daughter, she wasn't born here and she came up before me. She came up when she was like 2, 3 months old. So she came up before me. And the person who had her, that's where I ended up living. And we were getting along good until there were certain things that did not sit well with me when it comes on to a man in somebody's home and he's not the father yet he treats the kids a certain way. And I spoke up about it, and because I spoke about it, the person asked me to leave her house, which, you know, it is what it is at the time. But like I'm telling you, guys, after that, after we did the surgery and everything, it was two of us. You had one girl who lived down on the second floor. She wasn't paying her rent either. And I didn't know nobody, so I get to know her. And, we started talking. And I guess the landlord got wind of it. And one day he said to us, find a place. Find a place, go look an apartment together, and I will pay the first month rent and the security, and I will pay for you guys moving. Can you imagine this, guys? And remember, where we were living, it was not no, oh, this place is nice, this place look good. It was drug infested. It was everything you could think of. You had so many crackheads there. You had so many people there, but yet still he wanted us out because I guess you know. And I think half the people in his building was paying either, but he wanted us out. And to be honest, when what happened? I'm gonna get you porridge, okay? I'm gonna get it for you. And to be honest, guys, when I got that opportunity, I was so happy. I was so happy for that opportunity. And in the meantime, I was looking for work because sometimes this is what I used to do. I used to work at some like they call them what they call them back in the days um in the whole bars and stuff. So I used to work at some of the bars that had no names, serve drinks and stuff. Um, I used to do one and two little things just to make sure that I had money to where, okay, I can do this and I can do that. But at the same time, no matter how much money I had, it never came up to where I have enough money for rent, grocery, and stuff like that, especially Pampers, because I had Janelle. And I wasn't getting help from no dad, no nothing. I wasn't getting no type of help. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, the guy at the corner store, that's when he told me, come to me, I'll help you. And that's how I started getting the 50 Pampers. Um, yes, we did find a place. You see, God is good. We did find a place. And guys, I'm telling you, this was in my daughter's 28 this year. So this was like when she was two. That's a lot. When she was 2 years old, and I remember it clear as day. The man that rent us a house, his name was Steve, Mr. Stevens, and he rent us a nice apartment. A nice apartment. When I tell you nice apartment, and guys, I started looking for work. I started going hard looking for work. Started looking for work. Um, the girl that moved with me, I used to ask her to look at my daughter because she wasn't a girl who worked, but she was getting public assistance. I wasn't in no type of space to get public assistance because for one, I just came. I'm here on a visa. I'm not supposed to be staying. So I did not get any of those stuff. She was getting it. So she would be home. She was a girl who liked to bun her weed, hang out with her boyfriend, and she had two boys. So she used to keep my daughter for me sometimes. Um, I used to walk and I used to look work. I used to look work. I remember I found a job in what they call it, Church and Flatbush in Brooklyn. One of them clothing store that sell those party clothes. Those clothes that girls used to wear to party, especially Jamaican parties, them thing that they were barely clothes. And the guy used to say, okay, I'll pay you $100 a week, and you have to stand up. Now, if nobody comes in the store, when you reach the store at 10 o'clock, remember you standing on your foot until what, six to seven in the evening. You cannot sit down. And then he came up with a thing like if you sell one of the outfits, then you would get $10 extra on your pay. That was like, so say for instance I sell two outfits, because at that time they considered those outfits to be expensive, you know. And wish it was, because if I'm getting $100 a week, those outfit was, kind of expensive. And if I sell two, I would get $20. I never sold one. I never sold one. And I used to stand there, guys, in the daytime. I used to stand there. And when they used to say, okay, I could go for lunch, I used to just walk around and then came back because there was no lunch. And then by the time you get that pay, it couldn't do anything because you owe people for Pampers and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? You taking the that time we were taking the dollar cabs. I don't know if anybody's from Brooklyn, but used to take the dollar cab from Flatbush to Kings Highway because that's around the side that I was living. And that's what I used to do. But that $100 couldn't do anything until I got a job in a bar. The bar was called Rooftop on Flatbush and Church. It was a nurse lady. I think she passed. It was a nurse lady, and it was like a hole in the wall, like I tell you. But guys, me, let me tell you, when we young, I think then I was fine. Light complexion, pretty hair, skinny, whatever, whatever. So when I got there to that bar and started working, guys, let me tell you something. The minimum I will go home with a night in tips, because she paid me $50 a night, and the $50 a night would start from 4 in the evening until maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. It depends, and if it's a party, I would get more money. But guys, let me tell you, at that time you had the Jamaicans them coming there, you had everybody coming there, and on a good night, I will go home with like 150, almost $200 in tips. That's where I started making more money. That's where I started making more money. And from there, I also got a next job at a next place, same place on Flatbush in Church, named Bailey's. Now, that was at that time, that was where all them bigger guys used to come and they, drink and stuff. And that's where I even met um my son's father. Because guys, that's when now I started working, and not leaving out this part. When I was living at the house where the landlord helped me with my surgery, when I was living there, I met a guy in the neighborhood, because if I'm gonna speak, might as well I just tell. I met a guy, a very nice guy. Well, that's what I thought. Very nice guy, I thought. And he had like my daughter, but I think he was like maybe a year younger than me, but he was like someone who lived twice the amount of time that I've ever lived. He was a At the time I didn't know, but I found out he was a gangster slash drug dealer slash everything that you could think of that was bad. He was, but it never came off like that. Okay, this is when I knew he was like that. When I was living, we used to talk and stuff. He used to be nice to my daughter. And then at the time, he used to bring stuff to my daughter. I don't know where he get it. Like I said, he was rolling in money. He would bring stuff to my daughter. He would bring Nikes to my daughter, some big name brand bubble jacket to my daughter. Now my daughter is 2, but he used to deal with her. But and I did like him. And not only that, I was lonely. I never knew anybody besides my girlfriend Tasha, the girl that we moved together. I didn't know anybody. Plus, like I told you, the person who was keeping my daughter when she just came up, because my daughter came up before me. So when the girl that was keeping my daughter, um, we fell out because, like I said, she had a man who treated her kids, and her kids was like 8 and 5, and mine was still little. um he didn't treat them well, and I spoke about it, and I think she got offended by it for me to speak out on it. And it's so funny, because I'm not gonna go off topic, but just a quick thing to tell you, the daughter who was around 8, she's grown now, and the last time I saw her and she sat down and told me, that nigga wanted me out of the house. You know why he wanted me out of the house? Because he started molesting that girl. And he molested her for years. And she told her mom. And the mom didn't believe her. And that is what I'm saying. He had some creepy ways about him, you know. And I spoke upon it. And you would think, as a mom with girls, and I'm a mom with a child, my first child, And at that time, I was like 20, 21, and I could pick it. I could pick up on stuff that he was controlling. That was first of all, he was controlling. Um, I remember one Sunday we went somewhere, just me and the lady. I'm gonna call her Tasha. Let me say Tasha. Me and Tasha went somewhere, but at the time Tasha had a next door neighbor, and she would take the girls to church. It was a Sunday, and Tasha and I went to we went to a stage show that was happening in the daytime in Queens, and the lady was keeping the kids at church, so we would be back on time maybe by 6, 7 o'clock. But we know the kids were okay because the lady is also my daughter's godmom at the time. You know, she volunteered to be god, my daughter godmom because, like I said, I didn't know anybody, and she was just the nicest person. She said, I love her so much. Can I be her godmom? Blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, you know what it is. That man went to that woman and he took them kids from that woman when she came from church, and he locked them in the house. He locked the little, she was 8 at the time, maybe she was 7, and the little 4-year old and my little girl in the house, and then called Tasha and say to Tasha, oh, the kids is in the house. And I'm like, how is the kids in the house? And we had to blaze from the show that we were at, and we went to the house. When we got to the house, he wasn't there, but the kids was there and they were crying. He came back and I make him know. I don't care what you want to do with Tasha kids, because Tasha is the one who is allowing you to do that to her kids. But you see, my daughter, you don't know my daughter and you don't know me. So you have no right to go and collect them kids. And if something had happened to them kids, what would you have tell the police? And then I started cursing him, and then this is where maybe I got went wrong. I got so mad and I started cussing him because Tasha was just there, like, you know, she was just there, like, yo, these are your girls, yo. These are babies. None can help each other, and you make that dude go next door, take them kids, lock them in this apartment, and now you're here and you're not speaking on it. Well, I'm gonna speak on it because this is my daughter right here. And at the time, the bigger daughter, I used to have her in Jamaica. I used to help to take care of her in Jamaica because she was living in Jamaica at the time, the 7 year old. So, and I said, and this is, what's her name? You're not gonna do all of this. You understand? And then I think I went wrong because I said to him, I said, it's only a mama man, a sissy, a narcissistic. I call him a few other names that would do stuff like that. You understand? And I spoke my mind. Hmm. Guys, Tasha started showing me face. Tasha barely speaks to me. Now, I'm defending my kid, but I'm also defending your kids because if anything had happened to them, you, him, and me, we all would have been in trouble. Now, to me, because I just came from Jamaica, I was fresh, and I was fresh here, meaning I just came here, and my mouth was like, yo, certain things I didn't play with. Like, I've been through so much in Jamaica, and I just came here, and I was not coming here to deal with the same bull that I was dealing with in Jamaica. The same way how men would walk over you, take step of you, think they could do whatever they want to do to you, and then you would have to take it. I told myself I had a daughter now, and I was not gonna make nobody walk over me. Guys, back to Tasha. She came to me one day and she said to me, oh, you have to leave. Guys, I look at her with tears running down my eyes and I asked her, I said, so because I tell him what he did and he's wrong and what I think of him, You're gonna pick him. And remember, guys, she was trying to talk to him before I got there, but they started talking when I was there. So I'm like, yo, you gonna pick this nigga knowing what he did is wrong. Not only that, that nigga had woman because she used to have to be telling me, oh, let's go here in the car. We used to drive up in car, sitting down, going to Canarsie, sitting down, putting our hats on our head, watching to see if he's going in such and such people house. Guys, I used to be like, this don't make no sense because at the time men weren't so scarce. It's not like now where okay, you have maybe um 5 men to 1 woman. Back then, it was not like that. So at the time, and I couldn't see what was so good about him. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, every woman see a different thing in a man. So and I asked her, I said, so because of what he did, okay, I'm coming. Because of what he did, and I spoke to him, you're gonna tell me to leave, guys. I cried. I cried because my daughter was so into her, and she was my friend, and the two girls, they were so into me. So it was just us, and then she came and insert she insert this dude into everything, and then she chose sides. And like I said, he ended up molesting the bigger daughter for years. And when that little girl went to her mom and tell her mom that this thing that I knew from day one wasn't right, was molesting her. You know what the mom tell her? She a liar. The mom told her she a liar. And to this day, she now have a daughter. And I think she now have a next baby, this girl. But she's messed up. She's messed up. She don't even have a good relationship with her mom. How could she? Messed up. It's so messed up. She tell me, he used to tell me, put on this clothes, and come with me. And the mom used to tell her, oh, go with him, because the mom used to want to watch him. The mom didn't want him to stray to go anywhere else, not knowing. He wasn't attracted to the mom. He was attracted to them kids. You understand what I'm saying? He was attracted to them kids, and he used to take her and drive around. And then he would park somewhere and do whatever he wanted to do to her. And then he would take her back home and buy food for everybody and take them back home. And when this girl cried out to her mom didn't believe her. Her mom said she was a liar. You understand? So could you imagine if I had kept my daughter there? So maybe blessings in disguise. Maybe God knew what he was doing when he told that when he made her tell me to leave. It was just so sad to see that he ended up hurting the bigger kid. He didn't do it to the smaller kid because he was so focused on the bigger one. So you could just imagine maybe what he would have done to my daughter if she was there, because then she couldn't speak. Anyway, after I left there, no, this is I'm just going back before. When she told me to leave, guys, I had nothing. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I had nothing. The only thing I had was my daughter. That's it, with my few pieces of clothes and her stuff. She had a crib and she had some stuff. Me, I had nothing. Guys, I asked my uncle for help, the one that I was supposed to stay with in the Bronx. I didn't want to stay with him either, but that's a story for the next day, because I didn't. So I asked him for his help. I got an apartment just down the block from where I would be moving from, because it was an Asian that owned the apartment. Now, like I tell you, I was working at Flatbush in that home, so in that store. So when I get the apartment, I had a blow up bed. This is what I had. I had a blow up bed. I had a TV, and I had some bags with our stuff. I had one pot, one pot. I had like maybe two spoons, fork, and but I had one pot, small little round pot. I'll never forget it. I can't even remember where I got it from, but I had one pot. Um, I was living there. You know, like I said, I was doing little work here and there, here and there, here and there. I'm coming, baby. Here and there, here and there. All right, lay down and watch your tablet. Nana gonna go make your porridge, okay? Here, lay down, lay down. Come, Nana gonna make it. Yes, guys. So I was doing my little job, and then I'd asked my uncle if he could help me, and he said yes, he would help me when he could. And plus, I had other one and two people helping me. Okay, these people were helping me not because they wanted to. I think they helped me because they were more focused on what they think they were gonna get from me. Anyway, it reached a point now where I couldn't pay the rent. I couldn't pay the rent because if I couldn't pay the rent, but I was happy because at the time they tell you that, oh, when you live somewhere, they can't just come and they can't just put you out like that. So, but I never felt comfortable because to live in somebody's house and not paying them. You understand? But I used to explain to the gentleman and I would tell him, okay, I'm gonna give you such and such and such. I know it's not enough, but I'm gonna give it to you, and then I will give you the rest, such and such and such. At first, it was good with the gentleman. I think it was with the wife because the wife wasn't happy. But the husband said yes, so the wife wasn't happy. Guys, a couple months into living here, maybe about one morning I got up, guys, and went to the front door. I don't know how many of you on here is gonna know what I'm talking about. One morning I got up and I went to the door, my door, and opened my door. Guys, do you believe that the woman put something called a calabash? I don't know if you guys know what that is. And she put a doll inside of that thing with my name ripped up, ripped up, ripped up, ripped up, and put it all around and put it in front of my door. And remember, they're Asians. And when you hear about Asian, you hear some scary stories sometimes, not knowing if it's true, but you do hear some scary stories. Guys, I got so mad and I kicked it. I kicked it. And when I kicked it, I knocked on their door and I said to her, you put in thing at the door. Do you want me to put Susumba at your door? Now this is the thing, guys. I don't think you guys know what it is, but they're scared of it. So I was like, do you want me to put that at your door? And I told them I was getting out of your place. But to be honest with you, they had all right. Because at the time, like I said, I was just here. I didn't know about, oh, people have to pay mortgage, people have to do this, people have to do that. I didn't know a lot of stuff, to be honest. Like I said, I was fresh here. And that's how I end up leaving there and went to that place where I met that gentleman, and he paid for my surgery, then paid for us to move and everything like that. So now I'm going back to where I left off about the guy that I met. So I was talking to him, guys, and it was good at first. At first, it was good. It was good to the fact that you have somebody who now you're seeing a little money. They giving you this here, that here, but you're still working. Hmm. guys. Now he came with the pushing. Like if I talk too hard, he would push me. He would get mad at me. He would tell me he would kill me. He started doing a lot of stuff that started. I started getting scared. Like, who is this person? Because like people will tell you, no matter how you come out and you decide to act like something you're not, no matter how long it takes, eventually it's gonna show. And he started, you know, pushing me and stuff like that. And then one night, and this is at the new apartment. One night, a friend of mine, because remember I told you I was working at the bar. One night, a friend of mine, his name is Richie, and he dropped me home. Richie liked me, and I did like Richie. I really like Richie because I started getting scared of this guy, and I mean, we didn't have anything in common because, for one, he would only pop in sometimes, and he would be gone again because, like I tell you, what he was doing. So I started liking Richie. I started liking Richie. I'm not even gonna front. I started liking Richie. Anyway, one night Richie took me home, and Richie said to me he was gonna come back because he was gonna drop off something for me. So I was like, okay, call me, ring the bell when you come. All right, like around half an hour, I'm wondering how Richie didn't come back because at the time I didn't have no cellular phone or anything like that. No phone, cellular phone wasn't around like how it is now, where you could get it. No, so I didn't have no cellular. So I told him, when you come, just ring the bell. When he came back, the bell ring one time. But when I'm going down the stairs to open the door, the guy that I was messing with, I see him coming up. And he turned to me and he said, yo, go back up there. And I went back upstairs. And I didn't see Richie that evening because he kept asking me who was that guy. And I'm telling him, oh, that's somebody that I meet. And, you know, not knowing I was talking to my dad. And he started chucking me now, like pushing me in my neck and pushing me down on the bed and telling me, oh, what he will do to me from what he will do to me. And guys, when I tell you I got scared, I got so scared. But I tried to play it off, and I kept telling him, I'm not with the guy. He dropped me home, and he was gonna do something for me. Guys, the next day I went to the payphone and I called Richie and I called Richie and I called Richie. At the time he was working at, oh my God, I don't even want to give out the name, but a big company in Manhattan. And when I called him, he said to me, don't call back my phone. And I couldn't understand, like, what you mean, don't call back your phone? And he said to me, you know, I almost died last. And I'm like, what you mean? Because he's Jamaican too. And I'm like, what you mean you're almost dead? What you talking about? And he said to me, the guy came up to him and put the gun to his head and tell him, if you ever come back around here, you know what time of day it is. And guys, Richie had me, like, Richie stopped talking to me. He stopped dealing with me. He didn't want to have any association with me, nothing. Because he said I was a part of it. I wasn't a part of it because he didn't know the hell that I was going through. And I kept telling him, I'm like, there's a lot I'm going through that, I can't talk, I can't tell nobody because guys, at that time, let me tell you something. If somebody had take you or wanted them to take you, it would have been like, okay, it ain't nothing because for one, I overstayed my time. I'm not even supposed to be here. Number two, I don't associate with a lot of people, so therefore, if I go missing, they're gonna say, oh, maybe she get up and she went somewhere else to see if she could make it. So it's not like where you have phone now where you keep in touch with everybody every day. Anyway, Richie stopped talking to me. I'm still working at the bar, whatever, whatever. I decide to cut my hair. So I cut my hair. So when I cut my hair, I went to Flatbush. That time you used to have some girls in Flatbush who could do hair. When I tell you do hair, and they did my hair. And I remember the evening I come home feeling myself. Boom, when I walk in the house, who is there? The guy is there. And I'm getting dressed for work and feeling myself. And I hear when he said to me, why the F you keep on looking at yourself in the mirror like that? What's your problem? Like, who you did your hair for? Who you, which nigga is at work that you gonna go see? Which, which nigga at work wanna see you? He was like, you wanna bet I wash that shit out of your head? No. Guys, I knew he would wash it out my head. Because like I tell you, I was scared. I knew he would wash it out. Yes, baby, but you gotta go put on the slippers. Go put on your slippers and come back. Go get your slippers. Yeah. Yes, guys, so I mumbled something underneath my breath. Guys, this nigga came in the bathroom. He hold me by my neck. Huh? What chair? Come right here. Come. You're gonna sit and behave yourself now. Because Nana is doing something. Yeah, guys, he hold me and he hold me like this and he bring me to the shower. He turned the shower on and he washed out everything out my head. No, I'm fine. And I'm going to work and I'm fine. So, and I'm trying to find ways how to get rid of this dude. Because to how bad it got, guys, I remember one night I was in my house, like around 2, after 2 in the morning. And he came and he was like, yo, put on your clothes, we going outside. And I'm like, where am I going? My daughter is here. He's like, yeah, what's her name is in the other room around there. Nothing is gonna happen to her by the time we go and come back. And I'm like, where are we going? And he said, yo, I said, come on. And guys, he had us walk from where we were at to Flatbush. And when we walked to Flatbush, I remember this clear as day. When we walked to Flatbush, there's a deli. But the way the deli is like, okay, so it's a certain time of the night. So what they do, they close it and you can only go to the window to buy from them. When you look over next to the deli standing, guys, it's 2 officers. Because at the time you used to have police standing on the street corners and stuff. Because I guess with the drugs and everything. Ah. Guys, he said to me, yo, you see that garbage can right there? Yeah. He said, go right there. There's a brown paper bag in it. Pick it up and let's go. I want to know, why am I going to go pick up a brown paper bag and what is in the paper bag? No, like I tell you, I'm a fool to this place. Like, I'm a fool. Man, I tell you. Huh? Thank you. Like I'm a fool to this place. Guys, I had to pick up the bag. Do you know when we pick up the bag and we walk away and we were almost home? Do you know that nigga had me go pick up a gun? The police was right. That nigga had me go pick up a gun. Like, guys, I never shake like that in all my life. I never, with everything I've been through, even with getting with having the lump in my breast, I was, when I tell you that thing shook me to the core, I didn't say nothing. He washed the thing out my head. I left and I went to work. While I was at work, everybody's saying, if I'm staying, because it was my early shift, so they were like, Um, party I keep tonight. Remember I told you you're working at Bailey's, so that was Bailey's. So they were like, huh? What happened? What do you want to hold? What is it? Give me a minute. Nana gonna make you something, okay? I'm just washing this right here, okay? Yes, guys. Remember I told you guys I was working at Bailey's. So that's where I was. So they were like, the party's keeping tonight. You staying? I was like, nope. I'm not staying. I have something to do. Guys, when I reach home, huh? I can't sit there as yet, baby. Nana doing something. You want a Pop Tart? So guys, I like I'm in the store. I'm at the bar, and let me tell you something. I'm thinking about ways like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of you. Okay, all right. I'm gonna get rid of you. One way or the other, I'm gonna get rid of you, and I'm gonna get rid of you tonight too. So what I did, guys, I went home. When I went home, he was in the house sleeping. Hmm. Guys, I know he had stuff in my house. I know he had stuff in my house. You know what I did, guys? I went on the phone and I called 911. When I called 911, I did not just come out and say, when I called 911, I wasn't saying anything and they started asking me questions. And I kept saying yes, 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 yes. I kept saying yes to all the questions. Tutus, guys. When you see police, guys, they came and they banged on the door. He didn't have nowhere to go. Like I said, I was gonna get rid of you. You come into my life, and now it's like, if I don't take a stand, you're gonna kill me. And I have my daughter, and I did not come to America to for nobody to kill me. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes, what I realize, guys, sometimes once, sometimes when you're in a red, it's a red shadow. Sometimes when you're in a spot, guys, and somebody come to help you, and you so need the help that you don't even second guess anything because, okay, this person, like, yeah, like I said, I like him too because he was so funny. That's what got me. He was nice. You understand? But then when I realized, okay, you're not funny, you're the devil in disguise. And I only see this going one way. It's not either you kill me or I kill you. It's you're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me because I don't know what is going on right here. The police came in, they found gun, they found everything, and they took him away. Ah, what a relief, what a relief, what a relief, guys, what a relief. Ah. Guys, I start living my life now. Now I start living my life. I got this girl, her name is Ann. I got Ann. Ann started taking care of my daughter for me. I would pay her. I had to go to work early because now I'm working at the two bars. I do different shifts. Things start looking up a little bit better, to be honest with you. Me and Tasha, we were not Tasha. The girl where we moved, that I moved with, her real name is Tasha, but I'm not gonna call her Tasha. The apartment that the dude paid for us to move in, it was going okay. The girl, she was paying the one with her son, and I was paying. She have a boyfriend, a brown dude. At that time, I wasn't attracted to anything brown, to be honest with you. My thing was like, you had to be dark skinned for me to even look your way. That was me back then. Like anything you see light skin, you can't call my name on it because I'm not looking your way. I didn't think um my color with a guy with my color blend. I didn't see where it blends. So I used to like dark skin guys. Dark skin guys. They didn't necessarily have to be cute. I just had to. That was my thing. That's who I like at the time. Anyway, one night I came home. Now I'm gonna call Tasha's. I'm gonna call her man name. Her man name is Steve. He's in prison right now. Maybe he came home. I don't know. Him. I used to see him. I used to say, "Hi, how are you?" That's basically it. Because I never think, what is it? What is it, Shiloh? I never think it was okay to be friendly with my friend men. No, that wasn't me. So I used to say, "Hi, how are you?" And that was it. Anyway, when I come from work in the nighttime, Janelle had her small bed in my room. And when I come from work in the nighttime, what I would do, I would come home 3, 4, anytime I come home in the night. Because they had the front. So in the back, you had um, one room um, in the back. I'm starting from the back. You had the bathroom, you had one room. Then come in the hallway, you had the kitchen right there. Then go in the hallway, go down more. You had the living room, and then they had the, what happened? They had the front room. So I was in the back. So everybody was out of everybody's way. Janelle had, why am I calling my daughter's name? I guess you guys know her name. Janelle had her bed in my room because I got her a small bed. No, I got her a small bed because during that time when that guy was there, I didn't want my daughter sleeping, like when you come over, I didn't want my daughter sleeping unknown bed with an next person. So she had her bed. So I would just come home in the nighttime, and when I come home in the nighttime, I would just go bathe, take off, just bathe and go into my bed naked. Just bathe, go into my bed naked, turn up my door and go into my bed naked. Remember now, I got rid of, I got rid of this guy, so now I'm free. Guys, one night I'm in my bed and I'm sleeping. What the? It was weird because I'm sleeping, but I'm dreaming that someone is touching me. Like, touching me. I'm like, this dream is real. When I open my eyes, guys, who is on my bed beside me? I wish somebody could type it. Not the dirty boy Steve in my bed touching me. Guys, I got up. I got loud. I called Tasha in the front. Let her come around the back. I started arguing and telling her what Steve did, and it's a violation, and he's not, no, and he's not supposed to be in the house and all of that. So we were arguing. I don't know what Steve went and tell this girl. But guys, this is what I don't understand. I don't understand how women is so quick to believe men. Like, over what somebody else would say. No, I'm in my room. You pass the bathroom. How the hell would you end up in my room? Shallow, do you want me to take you to school? No. Do you want me to take you to school? Do you want to go to school? Because I will take you. If you're going to be here and you're going to start acting up, I'm going to put on my clothes and I'm going to take you in the rain to your school. Okay? Or I'm going to call your mommy and tell her come get me. I'm not picking you up. You're sitting right there. I'm doing something for you. Yes, guys. So I don't know what Steve told her. I tell you this world. That's I don't know what Steve told her. Whatever Steve told her, she came to me with some bullshit. Oh, he said this. He said that. He said you've been what? He said you've been looking at him. You came on to him. How the F I wanna come on to somebody in my sleep? How I'm gonna come on to somebody in my sleep when I am tired? I just got home. Don't have no time for nobody. How did I come on? Did I go to him? Like anyway, guys, we fall out because of that. Like I told her, um, she had to leave. Because at the time I was paying, like I told you, she didn't work. Now I was working and I was paying majority of the rent. So when the time come down, like I told you, the man named Mr. Stevens, he told me I could stay. He told me I could stay. I explained to him that the rent is gonna be late sometimes because now it's not like she's there to chip in a little now and then. So, and he said, stay until I find somewhere. Guys, she moved. Um, we ended up back talking, but that was after Steve did the same thing to somebody else and went to prison. Then we ended up back talking because then she came to me and told me what he did. So, guys, when I tell you, I have a lot of story to tell, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take care of Shiloh right now. So later on, around 6, I'm gonna come back online, and then we guys gonna talk. But the way I'm gonna do it, I'm not gonna do 4 kids. I'm gonna go on live where it's not 4 kids, so then we could reason, and you guys could ask me anything, or if I miss anything, you guys could, like, oh, but you didn't say this or you didn't say that, and help me fill in the spaces. So, guys, I'm gonna focus on her right now, do what I have to do, and then later on we will continue. Because, guys, let me tell you something. Being in this country since I was 20 years old, and even before I come to this country and how I ended up in this country, guys, like, I think I need to get a channel just for story time. Because if I tell you guys my story, some of you gonna cry with me. We're gonna laugh sometimes. We're gonna get angry sometimes. Sometimes you guys gonna call me stupid. Sometimes you guys gonna ask me how I didn't see these things. Like, I think I need to really make a channel, like, and tell you guys. But later on, I'm gonna finish the story because I'm telling you the story. But while I'm telling you the story, bits and pieces keep on coming back to me about certain things, and I have to stop and let you guys know everything. But definitely, we will speak later. And like I said, I'm not gonna do it for kids. So if you guys see where I just put up not for kids, please come on, and when you guys come on, then we will talk, and you guys put in your 2 cents. Now, guys, have a great day. We will talk later. And guys, please, 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 I'm begging you guys, can you go over to my channel and watch my shorts and just put thumbs up for me, please? um I don't know where this channel is going. I'm trying to work on it to see if it could mature to something. I don't know. But in the meantime, just like, like, and subscribe, and we're gonna get into things. So I will definitely talk to you guys later. And you guys have a great day. And like I said, 6:37 when I get Shiloh out of the way, and we will talk. See you guys later. Bye.